Hello, Taurus North Node. This is Samara, your Feminist Alchemist. Welcome to your reading for the November new moon. This is a general reading, so the messages may not resonate with everybody. Just take what strikes a chord with you and let the rest float away in the ether to whoever else in your Taurus North Node collective may need to hear that message at this time. If you're feeling this reading, give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I upload, which is every new moon. If this is your first time at my channel, just be clear right off the bat, this is not a sun sign reading. This is a North Node reading. So if you are unfamiliar with the North Node, I sum it up as a mathematical point in your birth chart that signifies your source of soul expansion for this lifetime. It tells us where our growth opportunities lie and ultimately a calling that we are to heed to find soul fulfillment beyond our imagination. I have a short video that covers the general meaning of the North Node as I've been guided to understand it. And you can also check out the specifics of your North Node sign, explained in depth by YouTube astrologer Astro Finesse. I've linked both of those videos in the description box below. You could also check out my website if you're not sure what your North Node sign is. I do have a chart there where you can pinpoint your date of birth and where the North Node was at that particular time. There's also an extended reading available for you called Everyday Alchemy and Practical Magic. It's about a 15 to 20 minute video in which I consult the divine about tools you can use to support you on your North Node journey for the next 4 weeks. We'll look at crystals, essential oils, herbs, colors, and more. I also channel affirmations that you can use as personal mantras for the month. So, without further ado, I will get into your reading. I've already pre-shuffled your cards and meditated on them. What I'm going to look at first is the high frequency vibrations that are coming through to you. There's one. I refer to them as the universal energies, and we're using the Path of the Soul deck by Cheryl Lee Harnish. It's a fractal art oracle deck. So we have Intuitive Arts Guide. See if I can remember what this one is. Magickal. Then we have Doves. And a moment here. There we go. This one is called Encoded. So Intuitive Arts Guide, it could be that you are an artist. It could also just be being the artist of your life. Like as opposed to, or as a spin on being the architect of your life. This is all about creativity, bringing creativity into everything that you do. Getting, even though the color orange is not really in here, I'm getting a strong sacral chakra vibe, gut instinct type of energy. And ultimately, even though this is called Intuitive Arts Guide, the key word here is intuitive. So it's all about creating from your intuition, and that creation, I don't think people give enough value to, like, let's say, home crafts, cooking, taking care of kids, raising children, mothering, fathering. There's a lot of intuition involved in those roles, which is why they say you're never really prepared for parenthood. It's like you're learning as you go along. And there's a lot of lessons that we can learn in life in general if we were willing to take leaps, intuitive leaps, and trust that we're going to learn as we go along. So that energy is in there. Magic. I see a lot of energy of you being assisted by elemental beings. Like when I look at this, I see fairies. Even though there's a card called fairies, but this, I still see like fairy magic in here. It feels almost like Disney princess-like for me, this card. So they're saying, like, there's two elements of this. There's the element of expecting magic, like expecting things that will feel like magic, not being bound by the laws of the universe that the small amount of the laws of the universe that we understand up to now. Like being open to the fact that there's more, much more that we don't understand, that is, pure magic. And magic being a part of the nature of the universe is not necessarily against the laws of the universe. That's one. The other element is the energy of helping you recognize the magic that's already present in your life so that you can have that magic multiply. In doves, I'm feeling a vibe of co-creation, peacefulness, and for some of you, a soulmate or highly evolved partnership. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could also be a friendship, but it's like you meet on a higher frequency. It's a high vibrational relationship. High vibrational connections that basically like spin a lot of light into the world. I'm going to elaborate on that, but I'm going to leave that sentence like that for now. And encoded is actually, I usually feel this as an upgrade to your DNA or an awakening of things in your DNA. And in this case, yes, it's you recognizing, it's the energy of you, the universe facilitating you recognizing something that of your talent that is actually very intuitive. It's deeply, like it's deep in it's encoded in your DNA, this knowledge and this wisdom. And it may feel like magic, that it comes from nowhere, or like intuition, that it comes from nowhere, but it doesn't come from nowhere. To the naked eye, to the rational 3D human, it comes from nowhere, but it doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from your ancestors. It comes from your soul memory. It comes from your Akashic records. It comes from past lives. It comes from the divine in general. So this is something like totally waking up inside of you. And kind of feel these colors to be very similar in the purples and the golds. So it feels very divine. Crown chakra, golden light, golden era, golden age, beckonings from the universe to, yeah. For you to grow into something, for you to blossom, if you will. I'm going to use the word blossom. I'm going to go to the next. So I am using 2 oracle decks mixed together. It's the Sacred Geometry Activations and Sacred Geometry of Relationships by Lon. So first we have Universal Love, Expression. I think every sign so far has had expression, and I do cleanse the deck and fully shuffle them and meditate on them between. So it's just a theme this month. Gaia, Synergy, communication, and kindness. And I believe they want one more. Let's see what position they want again. Okay. 2 more. So this is to go here. Interesting that 41 and 14 are next to each other. Make some room there. And what do we have here? Throat chakra. It's like if you didn't have it enough, expression, communication, and then, yes, the throat chakra and romantic love. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, I'm just looking at the numbers. 44 is a master number. 1 plus 9 is 10. 2 plus 8 is 10. 41 and 14, the inverse. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. This is a 5. And this is 11, and this is 12. I didn't look at the other numbers, but on the first cards. But they were pointing me to these numbers specifically. So if any of you have 3 5s, basically 5, 5, and 5. So change is afoot. Change is afoot, and a chapter is ending. I mean, it's Scorpio season. I can say that basically for every reading. A chapter is ending because Scorpio season is usually a time of great transition. Out with the old, in with the new, or at least the out with the old part, and the shedding. I'm a Scorpio, so we could talk for days about this topic. Let's get into these cards, though. Universal Love. So the 5D, what I'm looking at now, 5D is like your higher self, what your intuition is telling you, synchronicities that are coming your way. So basically beckoning of your soul to, the level, the next steps that it wants to take, where the vibration is calling to be raised at the moment. So universal love, I'm getting, this magic. Your soul is calling to you to see like the magic in all situations and the lessons in all situations, the love in all situations and people. So basically, we're going to say optimistic, but I'm going to also say like selective in what you decide to even cast your gaze on and where you choose to put your attention. With expression, I'm going to skip over expression for a second and go straight to Gaia, because I feel that they're calling you to, your soul is telling you to kind of look to nature and Mother Earth for that magic as well. Some of you actually have like earth magic as one of the, or the thing that is being awoken from your DNA. Like you have earth magic practitioners in your past or in your lineage in some way. And you'll help that awakening by connecting more to Mother Earth as a giver of life, of watching like the cycles of creation and destruction. So like they're saying to me, for example, fall is like when the leaves are turning color, like the tree is basically not dying, but yeah, dying. Or going to sleep for the winter, right? It's dropping its leaf for the winter, but it's such a beautiful display of an ending. So in that, preparing for a time of rest and saving its energy to get through the winter, it is also like going out in this great grand celebration of colors. So you can also look to things in your life that are being filtered out, that are being released, and celebrate them for what they were and what they provided you in terms of more clarity as to your direction. For example, the contrast and comparison you need to better identify what it is you want to create in your life and what it is you don't want in your I'm going to say relationships because romantic love is here. And there is a need for you. There's a good connection between this expression card and the Gaia card in that there's a beckoning for you to look to nature for inspiration on how to express yourself. Information on how to express yourself, so I'm getting for some of you, it's like you're forcing yourself to be a high achiever or to constantly produce. And this may not be in a job, but for some of you, it is in a job. You produce. Output. But nature also has times when it rejuvenates, right? And the rejuvenation feeds into the cycle of output, even day and night, right? And so the expression, this card is calling you to express yourself in a more intuitive way and not from your rational thinking mind, because your rational thinking mind often pushes you into overdrive, and doesn't listen to the whispers of the soul. Now, with the expression and the communication and the throat chakra all together, I'm going to tie those in. Just making a mental note to myself. Synergy. Synergy is all about putting things together that don't seem to fit together. And you as a Taurus North Node, like you're being called to kind of be grounded, to be very earthy, to embrace earthy feminine energy. And there may be aspects of your personality that are in other parts of your chart that challenge your ability to embrace that. So I'm getting from this synergy card, because we're never all one thing. That's the thing. And that is, if you look at like the evolution of how people used to regard astrology, at least in my experience of what I've seen, sun sign, you read it in the newspaper, there's a TV astrologer, things like this. And there was always people who knew and embraced astrology as a more complex system, but in the mainstream, that wasn't necessarily the case, right? And now we're coming to where more and more people who are not deeply astrologers know at least that they have signs like other than a sun sign, that there's other placements. So there is a balance to be found. No one is born with that balance. It's part of the mandala that is our lives, right? Is how these planets and placements work together and what challenges and gifts they give us. So speaking specifically to like the Taurus energy, you may be feeling pulled to balance your material and spiritual world, or balance opposites that you don't feel. Balance a basket of characteristics and things that you want that you don't feel necessarily go together in your logical mind, but in your intuition, they're saying you can make it work. And part of that challenge is being worked out through your communication, or can be worked out through your throat chakra and your communication. It's your self-expression. It's asking for what you want. It is expressing your emotions, your heart's desires. It's exchanging information, speaking and living your truth. Communicating is not just words, although the throat chakra is obviously your voice primarily. It could also be like in the way you dress, for example. There's nonverbal communication of our personal truth through our actions. Now, kindness, I'm getting first and foremost a reminder to be kind to yourself, to nurture yourself. And I'm because through nurturing yourself, you can nurture your relationships. And I'm totally drawn to how much blue is in the romantic love. Sacred geometry here. And definitely for some of you, there is either the relationship you're in is evolving to a higher vibration, or you have a partner coming in that will meet you on a higher vibration. Whatever it is whichever case it is, it shall be magical. That is what I'm getting. It shall be super magical. You got two expressions of love here, universal love and romantic love. So that's exciting. That is very exciting. I'm just listening for any last, before I go on to the next cards. Yeah, they're saying that basically when it comes full circle like this focus on the universal love, like seeing love in everything, everywhere you go, seeing love in magic, it's one of the things that will spark this higher frequency relationship. And it's going to provide that kind of soft landing space where all of these other attributes also are given a good foundation to develop and grow. And someone has witchcraft in their family. And I'm getting that you may or may not really accept that as a reality. Just saying, Encoded and Gaia and the Synergy card are telling me that you may not accept that as something that you're called to. But we'll see what's coming up in your 3D energy. 3D being like what type of actual concrete, tangible, physical reality situations are you facing at the moment that are actually opportunities for your soul's expansion. Oh, that one is reversed. Ooh. Life map, but it was in reverse. So this is Cosmovision's tarot. I just took the major arcana out, plus there are some bonus cards that I got with this deck, and I have them in there too. The Orbs, number 8. These two upright. Life on Earth is 21. And the Pelican is number 4. Those two are down there. Or, hold on a second. I think they don't want them together. They don't want them together. They want that here and this here. Okay. Wonderful. So, life map in reverse. Life map is the Wheel of Fortune in the traditional tarot, so you can take a look at that card there. And it's in reverse. So, well, I mean, just looking at the picture, you can see there seems to be a lot of jumbled thoughts of what direction you think your life should take. and whether or not you're actually expressing what direction you want your life to take. They're also showing me that this card, number 10, is expression. It's also 10. Gaia is 10. Then you got another 10. You have 3 10s on the board here. Oh, Taurus North Node. So, I'm basically feeling confusion and many options being presented to you. And trying to make a choice, seeing many ways forward. And this may be, I'm feeling that in the reverse position, it's kind of slowing your roll, if you will. The orbs is, 8 is what? The strength card? Yes, in the traditional tarot. In the orbs, I'm feeling like you have a lot of support around you. And this is angelic support. Now, this is upright. So for me, it feels like, okay, you are acknowledging that you have a spirit team and or ancestors that are looking out for you. And you may be seeing a lot of synchronicities in your life, like signs. You may be finding coins or feathers or, the white dandelions floating in the wind, master numbers or number sequences. So there seems to be a lot of support around you. And it's showing up in your life as confirmations through synchronicities. The Pelican, the number 4, which is, who is number 4? Is it the Emperor? I believe it's the Emperor, yes. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, no, Emperor. I like the Pelican because it's air element and expression is the air element. From this particular card, I'm actually getting that there is a masculine energy. Sorry, I hit that. There's a masculine energy that is kind of overseeing you in your real life. Real life. Everything is real. But in your physical reality. This is someone very specific, and I will go down this road and speak of it for that person or those people who that's needed for. There is some male in your life who is kind of a person who sees things in black and white. And they may or may not embrace your intuition. This could also be yourself, your logical mind, that is not embracing your intuitive side. Now, the Emperor in itself is not necessarily that type of energy, but this is the energy that it's representing for me in this spread. Because when we get to this, which is the World card, at the last of the major arcana, life on Earth, you see like there's this a physical hugging the spirit, hugging soul, right? And so I'm getting all of this is like, it's not necessarily happening outside of you. This is all happening in your inner world. So even though it's like 3D, this is like what you go to bed thinking about at night, or waking up in the morning and it's on your mind, or when you're daydreaming. But it's very much like your conscious mind is thinking, is running through these things. You're running through many possibilities. You may be having memories. People may be coming to mind. You may be noticing synchronicities that are, sent from the divine. You may be noticing and wondering. You may have memories popping up of elders in your family who have passed on, loved ones who have passed on. And you may have this energy of talking yourself out of, like, are those things real? Did that actually happen? Does this actually mean anything? And they do. And this is life on Earth. This is you being presented with a lot of opportunities to either really embrace to both embrace your spiritual self and also all of the spirit realm, all of your spirit team that is there to support you, and the concept of spirit in general. And I like that it's coming by the earth here, by Gaia, because Gaia in this is reminding you that in everything physical there is spirit. And you realizing that is going to open up some gifts in your DNA. Some intuitive gifts that you have coming to you that they're waiting for you to be ready to accept. I'm going to go to the Light Seers Tarot now. We're going to get some information on how you can navigate from this. Okay, they're flying from this. I got to remember what order these came out of. So that one went this way, this went that way, this is going this way. So we have 6 of Pentacles, and then there was this one, which is the 9 of Cups in reverse. And we have the Lovers in reverse. Is that in reverse? No, they say it's in the upright. Lovers in the upright. Oh, that one went under the table. Okay, I got it. The 3 of Swords in reverse. So, so with the 6 of Pentacles, they're telling you, like, relax on the do. You don't have to do. This is, once again, the cycles. You see the infinity, giving and receiving, working with others, working with the universe, co-creating. But it's not necessary to always do to achieve. There's also, you need to receive the messages that are meant for you. There's also timing for things to happen as they're meant to happen, or for the conditions to be right for you to really flourish and really get out of the situations what is meant for you. So they advise you because you have free will. They advise you to receive more and have more balance in the give and take. The Nine of Cups in reverse. I'm getting that you It's interesting because they're saying, because the Ten of Cups would be like almost you're at a completion, and the 21 is a completion. The 9 is just before a completion, but this completion is kind of stuck at the moment. I'm interpreting it as such. There seems to be an emotional response to whatever this occult or esoteric or whatever this gift is and intuition that's coming up. There seems to be, you have some emotional blockage around it. Whether it's being made fun of, maybe the person in your family who was a practitioner also had a mental health issue that was stigmatized. Or they were just, the crazy cat lady in the neighborhood, but there's some type of stigma, like emotionally, that makes you reactionary to whatever it is that this being is coming out, that you're being made aware of in your DNA, in your lineage. So they want you to investigate that. And in the Lover's card here, I'm getting that I'm getting two things. One, if you have very specific, let's say, romantic fantasies about what you want your relationships to look like they want you to not care that people say that that's not a realistic relationship. That women are this way and men are that way and people are this way and that type of relationship doesn't exist. And, every type of relationship exists. We define, like society attempts to define what our relationships should look like. But at the end of the day, it's between you and another person what your relationship will look like, and what respect looks like, what love looks like, what affection looks like and feels like. And that is also to be communicated, right? That is one. The other one is I'm seeing just the marriage of the Merkaba between their foreheads there. Ooh, I got a third stream on that one. I'll tell you that after. I'm seeing here also, though, the balance of the masculine and the feminine energy, intuitive and rationality, practicality, and I don't know what the opposite of practicality is. But you know what I'm saying. It's basically having those two aspects in balance and working together, because they're meant to work together, not one above the other. An imbalance, too much weight on either side causes systems not to work efficiently. So finding that balance is important. Third, some of you are finding your soulmate. I personally believe that we have many soulmates, and some of those soulmates are friends. There's also soulmates they're here to teach you something, but you can't stand them. You know what I mean? Soulmate is not just meant to, give you a lovey-dovey growth experience. Some of them are triggering growth experiences. But in this case, I'm seeing that some of you are definitely coming together with someone where you have a very deep psychic understanding and intuitive connection, soul connection. Oh. And the Three of Swords in reverse. Now, this is one of those cards, I think every reader has cards that come up that they're just like, ugh, I don't like reading that card. And the Three of Swords is that for me. Whether it's in the upright or the reverse, me and the Three of Swords, we have a tense relationship. I'm trying to give it its space to be what it is. But Three of Swords in reverse. In this case, it's giving me a clear message of, your heart needs some mending. And you need to use your expression and your throat chakra in order to achieve that healing. Now, that may mean you have to talk to that particular person. You may just need to write that particular person. But there's a truth that needs to be spoken. There's a truth that needs to be spoken so that you can see love and magic again. And so that you don't bring that into your next relationship. That could be a romantic relationship, but they're also pointing out to me that it could be a relationship, something that happened in your family or that was said to you in your family that affected the way that you think about what you deserve in a relationship. Okay, I'm going to go to the next cards. My guides wanted me to purchase this deck, which is the Quantum Tarot by Kay Stopforth and Chris Butler. This is my first time using the deck. Well, in these readings, it's the first time I'm using it. So I can't put my finger on exactly what it is and why they wanted me to use this deck, but they want me to use it. So here we are together with the Quantum Tarot. Oh, sorry, I just got like a stabbing pain in my head. And on the bottom of the deck, we have one of the bonus cards that I don't know what it's called. Let me see what it's called. Okay, it's called the Universe. It's at the bottom of the deck. All right. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Let's go through all of them so I can get a feel. We have 18 in reverse. 18 is the moon. Yes, we see the moon right there. The nebula. the Moon in reverse. Then we have the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Is that a queen? I'm never sure if that crown is the Queen's crown. I'm going to guess it is. It doesn't show me a picture. The Queen's crown. Yeah, I mean, there's a lady on it. So, the Queen of Wands. And the Queen and the Ace of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Chariot, number 7. And the Ten of Cups, both in the upright. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so this what is meant for you in this lifetime is heavily attached to your intuition. This Ace of Pentacles is coming right on top of your intuitive arts guide. So in your intuition, there is like a grand awakening awaiting you. And the key to everything that you are to manifest in terms of your abundance is sitting in wait in your intuition, or is coming to you through your intuition. The Moon in reverse, coming by this Magic card. I'm seeing that we're going to say again, point to you have a very natural aptitude for being at one with nature, or being in sync with nature and drawing power and wisdom from nature, that you are in this lifetime are, you need to flip this in this lifetime. Right now you're here. So the cycles of the moon, ebbs and flow of the ocean, the seasons, if you live in a place that has seasons. So you're naturally attuned to those things. So you discovering your personal magic is also through just observing the magic in nature, as we said. So this is a confirmation of that on an even deeper soul level. The Ace of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse. So I'm getting that you are very hard on yourself. And it makes you act in a way that doesn't serve you. Because it's coming all around your romantic love and your doves and your kindness and your and the broken heart of the Three of Swords and the orbs, which is now, the energy of the cards keeps evolving, and the orbs are now feeling to me like some ancestors in your life who also had like crappy relationships that you may be mirroring or reliving. So they're saying that this is like lingering, this energy is lingering in your spirit. To be resolved in your lifetime. So there's a need to be an agent of your own healing via your throat chakra at this time in the month of November. And I'm seeing, obviously, the 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment, and it's the 7, which is the Chariot, and it coming, in leaps and bounds. And see, you have the 10 of Cups in the upright here and the 9 of Cups in reverse there. There is some of your healing is actually coming from your... Sorry, there was a knock at the door. So, your healing is really coming from embracing this cup that you are denying yourself. This cup that you're having difficulty, where is the 10th cup? The 10th cup is what is being ignited in your DNA. It is a natural gift that you are pushing away. It's in your connection to your earth magic, and the earth magic of... The earth magic can mean many, many things. You may just be a really awesome cook. You know what I mean? Because you may know how to work with herbs and how to spice things and how to make great soups. You could be an awesome homemaker. You could make very beautiful gardens, right? To being full out, making elixirs and casting spells and doing rituals. There's all levels of practical magic. And when you embrace the 10th cup, then all this, there's going to be a very fast forward, like rocket ship movement. Your vibration is going to change in such a way that you're going to draw in some really beautiful energy that's already waiting around you, but it's waiting for you to pick up that 10th cup. Yes, I like that for you. Taurus North Node. Yay. It's very awesome. So, seeing that it's Halloween, I'm recording this just before Halloween, and I can't let you go without hearing from your ancestors a little bit, because they showed up in the reading already. So we're going to draw a card from the Okana Oracle by Akamara Tarot. And this is kind of a shadow deck. So it's very direct. Don't be surprised. Or be surprised. It's okay. I don't mind. Sorrow. It is through deep sadness that one masters discouragement. Interesting. So, I mean, I don't do a lot with shadow work at the moment, not just for myself, but in reading for others. But this season, Scorpio season, is just it kind of lends itself naturally, because Scorpios are going through that cycle of rebirth all the time. And to do that, you have to pass through shadow. So I'll read you from the guidebook. Okay, the shadow element of the sorrow card is allowing any inconvenience to discourage you from pushing ahead on your journey to success. What does it mean to master discouragement through profound sadness? It means that even when you're pursuing the thing you want most to succeed, that if at any point in that journey you are hit with an obstacle that hurts your feelings or fills you with temporary doubts, that you continue pushing through. Often we hear stories of celebrities starting from nothing, living paycheck to paycheck, striving for years or even decades to hit their big break, and then eventually do and they relay the stories on television or internet videos, hoping to inspire others, but are met with skepticism or even pushback. But they did exactly what this card is saying you refuse to, which is persist. They felt the hurt of rejection just as you have, the sting of being ignored just as you have, and the disappointment of slow success. But with that sadness existed determination, grit, and the stubborn will to succeed, which you need. This card suggests that you have, in the past or even currently, allowed slights of any size to knock the wind out of your sails, encouraging you to retreat into being a non-entity, intimidated and fearful of the sadness that oftentimes comes with the pursuit of happiness. I'm going to stick in this corner here with the romantic love and even maybe something here in the family. I'm going to let that resonate with you in whatever way it feels appropriate to you. If it doesn't resonate at all, that's fine. We have 2 more oracles to go through, and maybe one of those will strike a chord with you. But this one, I'm feeling that for those of you that it did resonate with, that it may have hit something very deep, and I'm going to be sensitive to that and just be here supporting you and knowing that, letting you know that your guides are here and they are encouraging you because they feel that you're strong enough to look at what's inside and that you're ready to let it go and heal and let in something better in its place. I have 2 more messages from your ancestors. This is the Akamara Tarot. No, it's not Akamara. Sorry. This is by Akamara Tarot. This is Ashotele. This is key 11, which is the Justice card. Prepare now for the solutions of tomorrow. And key 18, you have the moon again. When the moon is not full, the stars shine more brightly. Okay, so I'm getting in these 2 cards. I'm going to put these both on the same side. They want you to prepare yourself in that, just rebalance yourself, because you may not see what's on the horizon, but there definitely is something very positive on the horizon for you. And they're saying that it doesn't even matter, like, if you know there's something positive on the horizon or not. It's just good practice to kind of keep yourself ready for success and ready for blessings. Cleansing your space, cleansing your aura, keeping yourself in reasonably good spirits. Take care of yourself, nurture yourself. A Taurus North Node is also learning how to nurture themselves in this lifetime, nurturing themselves first and then nurturing others. And I like this for you as key 11 because it's about justice, about the balance. Like, what you give to yourself is what you're able to give to others, giving and receiving for manifesting. And the moon card here, when the moon is not full, the stars shine more brightly. This is when, when they're saying to me now to interpret this card as when you're not shining the light on all of the things that you feel that are not going right for you, or that, especially, okay, they're talking about this situation too. When you don't look at all of the disappointments, you then can see the gifts. right? And that doesn't mean the disappointments didn't exist or the fears don't exist. It's just about highlighting a different aspect and taking different lessons. We take different lessons from the struggling side than we take from the joyous side, right? So it's time for you to look at certain situations that still kind of wear on you at the moment, to look at them differently, to see them from a different perspective. And glean some new insights from looking at it from a different angle. All right, I'm going to end off with The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. It's an hour and 5 minutes. We have Mending. It's card 52. It came out in reverse. This is, I'm telling you, sometimes I sit down and I wonder, there's so many cards and there's decks I haven't even used yet. Is this going to make any sense to anybody? And then it's like the cards just come out. You have the Mending card right over the Three of Swords with the Broken Heart in reverse. So, we have to give gratitude where gratitude is due to the divine and the spirit teams who come in and make what seems to be utter confusion make sense. They're very good at that. So let me grab the Wisdom of the Oracle guidebook here and I'll read you what it says for your final Oracle card. So, in this deck, they read the reverse meanings as protection, but I'll give you a look at what it looks like in the upright. So 2 little girls dressed kind of like fairies, but this is in reverse. So, the essential meanings are forgiveness, making amends, and healing after arguments. Protection message. Heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, I'm turning the page here, opening us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together, and it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved now more than ever by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. Mending with the help of the orbs. They're down there, Spirit team. Oh, Taurus North Node. I do hope this has assisted you in some way. I'm always humbled and grateful for the opportunity to communicate the guidance that's awaiting you from the spirit realm. And I wish you all the best. I'm going to do your extended reading now. Everyday alchemy and practical magic. That's linked down below if you're interested. And otherwise, I will see you next month. So Taurus North Node, until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.